All right, so I'm going to be talking about Shopify Metafields. If you want to add details to your Shopify page, your product pages, or anything else, the best way to do it is to have Metafields. These might be things that aren't included in Shopify, such as like badges for every product. Maybe you want a specific place where you put the size of the product, the weight of the product, its ingredients, things like that. This is a way to do it. So I'm going to be showing you how I create metafields and then how I actually add them to the code so that my client can easily customize them and change them up. And they're also doing this because they're importing a giant CSV with a ton of products on it. So this just makes it a lot easier for them to input the data. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do is you're going to go on your dashboard, you're going to go to settings, and from there click on custom data. And you can add metafields to any of these things, but we are going to be adding them to our products. So that means that whatever we add here is going to be accessible to every product page, and it'll be a new field that you can enter for each product, like size, ingredients, etc. So as you can see, I've added a bunch already, but if you want to add a new one, you're going to go to add definition, type in the name, and it should probably, I like to use underscores just to keep it clean. We'll do something like product subheading. So it says it's already taken because I've already made this, but this is what it will look like. It'll work fine if you don't have that. You can add a description here if you want to give instructions as to what this metafield is. And then you want to select your type. So for this one, I would just do a single line of text. If you want, you can give it a minimum character count, a maximum character count. You can customize this so that it's not too big and not too small. And then when you're ready, you're going to press save. And then you'll see your metafields listed here in the product metafield definitions. We can see ours right here. It's a product subheading, a single line of text. So far, 2 products have it, but more will have it soon. All right, cool. So now we have our metafields, and let me show you how you're going to use them. Okay, so the next thing we want to do is we want to go to the actual product page, and we want to add these metafields so that there is something in them, and we want to fill out these metafields. So now we have our product, and if we scroll down, we will see our metafields. You can see some of them have already been filled out, but we have our product subheading here, so let's input something. All right, cool. So we have some text there. I'll press save. But now we have to actually use this in the product page. So we'll go to the customizer. Okay, so here we are, and I actually want this to be at the very top. So I'm gonna go right here, press the plus, and let's see what happens if I just use a text block. Cool, so it has this connect dynamic source here, so that's what I want to click on, and I'm going to connect it to our product subheading, and we'll see what happens. Cool, and it's right there. Easy peasy. That's all you have to do. Now, let's say you want something a little more complicated. I'll show you one that I created the other day. So every product we have is going to have a badge that says if it's dairy-free, soy-free, gluten-free, if it's local, etc., etc. So the way we're doing this is we're going to have Booleans, meaning true or false, for each of those. Is it dairy-free? True or false? Is it soy-free? True or false? So to do that, I went to the products here and I created Booleans for a lot of these. So you can see they are true or false. And that's just what Boolean means. Is it true or is it false? So then if we look at our product page here, we can see some of them are filled out as true or false. If they're blank, they're just going to be false. We just want the ones that are true. And for everyone that's true, we're going to display an icon that is associated with this metafield. So you're going to go to your online store and you're going to start editing the code for that one. So you want to make sure that you are here in your themes, and then whichever theme you want to edit, you're going to access that code. So I'll click here, click edit code. And that takes me here. Now I wanted to find the section that is the main product because that is where I'm going to create a new block for my client to be able to edit and change. And that new block is going to have an image for every single option that we made metafields for. And since it's on the product page, that's why we want to go to main product.liquid. So if you see here, it says render product blocks. That is what we want to edit. We want to create a block that is going to be rendered here. So we're going to go all the way down here and we get to the schema. And once we scroll down, we get to this one right here, that says blocks. So we want to create a new block in here that the customer can edit. So like I said, I created this the other day. The type is going to be product badges, and we're going to use this later to reference it in the code. The name I gave it was product badges, different badges for the different products. And we are going to have image pickers. So that's all this is going to be, is different image pickers. So the client can change which image is displayed for each Metafield. And of course, I put a label for each of them so that the client knows exactly what this image is referencing. So we have award winning, we have hyperlocal, intermediate, advanced, no clicking required, etc. So that's all set up. Now what I can do is go in our snippet section, and we want to look for the snippet called product blocks. Here it is, we have it open. And then as you can see here, it kind of gives you a when statement for every type of block. So when it's a text, this should be rendered all the way until the next when. When it's a countdown, we're going to render everything under here. When it's an icon with text, we're going to render all this. So what I did was I made sure that I was at the end of one of these blocks here, and I created my own product badges block. So every time my client wants to render this custom block called product badges, this is what's going to show up. And this if metafield statement is what's referencing those metafields. So here it's saying if this is true, render this part. If this product is hyperlocal, show that hyperlocal image. If this product is for beginners, show that image. So the way this works is that we have our if statement that is directly correlated to the metafield. If it's true, display this. If it's false, don't. But now we have to actually show the image that the client uploads in that block. So here we have our image tag, and the way we're going to grab that is the source is going to be block.settings, because it was in the settings part of the schema, and we called this one image beginner. And if you want to check that, we can go back here, and I actually forgot to write this one, so let's write it together. So I'm gonna copy this, come here, paste it, and I'll bring this over. And I'm just gonna change this to beginner and the label as well. Sweet, so there we have it, and I will save that. So our code in this snippet is directly referencing the code that we wrote here. And specifically, we're referencing the ID. So image-beginner, image-beginner. Now, when we go to our customizer here, we have this block option called product badges, which we just made. And I actually gave it a limit of just allowing one set of product badges per page. So I can't add another one. It won't let me see it on the ad blocks, but I have it right here, and I can move it around. I can pick where I want to put it. I'll keep it there for now. And over here, you can see that all the icons are added for whichever type of badge that we wanted to render on the page. So this product is vegan, gluten-free, and dairy-free. And if we want to edit the way that these badges look, we can do that with CSS. So we'll go back to the code. We'll go to our assets folder and click on styles.css right here. Now I started adding all this code at the bottom of the page. And of course, it's good to have a comment so that you know what it is and you can easily find it with Control F. And I added a width and height here. We can change how that looks. I added some padding and display, etc., etc. But let's take a look at how it looks on mobile and see if we need to change anything. All right, so on mobile, I do think these guys look pretty big, so let's make them a bit smaller. So I see up here they're using 576. I'm going to assume that that's what they're using for mobile, so that's what I'm going to put here. And I'm just going to copy and paste this and change it up. We do not want that to be 750 pixels. That would be way too big. All right, save that. And we can head back over here. Let's see, I did make an edit, so I'll save that. And let's refresh the page and see what it looks like. All right, cool. I think this looks much better. They might be a little too small, so let's make them a little bit bigger. Let's try 90. And I will save that, Control S, go back and refresh our page. All right, cool. I think that looks a lot better. Awesome. And if at any point my client changes their icons, maybe gets new ones, they can just upload the new ones here and it will all be built in for them. All right, there you have it. That's how to use product Metafields and how to build your own custom blocks so that you can use that in your product pages and that your client can easily change things so you're not hard coding things in there. We want to make things easier for our clients so that they can change things up when needed. And it's best practice to hard code as little as possible. So next time I'll talk about bringing product pages from other parts of your Shopify store and putting them on the product page. So pulling them from elsewhere, not from the product Metafields, and getting them rendered on your product page. I hope this was helpful. And if you have any questions, let me know. All right, bye.